Here's a news flash for you. Mel doesn't need my help.
I absolutely adore Doc. He's brilliant, he's clever, he cracks me up every time we speak. He's charming, and I swear to God, if you are gonna scorn like a Scotsman.
Have you seen any of her videos? Or is this just the thing that you're trying to do this divide and conquer, that Mel needs my help because I have testicles for some reason?
When you ask the wrong questions, then
What is
you
the
are
hard
not going to be
problem?
able
I
to
don't
solve
understand
the
what the
problem.
hard problem is.
But if you change the way we ask the question, is consciousness fundamental in the universe? And many people are saying that. If you watched David Chalmers a few weeks ago at TED
God.
Many nut
conference,
jobs are
he
saying
said
that.
consciousness is a fundamental property of the
Scammers.
universe as much as
Douchebags.
gravity or space-time or atoms. Don't think
No.
of consciousness just being here. Consciousness here is very interesting. It speaks in English with an Indian accent. But that's not what consciousness is. Consciousness
You're
is
really
Okay.
not funny, Deepak.
Sentience
Yeah,
means
you're
the
not a
ability
comedian.
to think and feel, to take in information, to process information.
I have
and
to say,
come up with
this
a
would probably
response.
be really good
And
for my
that seems to be
insomnia, like
everywhere
at
in
3
the
a.m. if
universe,
I'm awake.
from
No,
atom
don't
to
do it.
galaxy.
Don't do it.
There's a
It's not
universal
worth it. Here we go.
domain,
Vital.
a collective domain, a personal domain. It projects as our intellect, our ego, as the energy fields of our bodies, and ultimately
the energy
as our
fields.
physical body.
I've got an energy
and
field.
our physical universe.
I do
These are some
too.
of the emerging
Oh gosh,
technologies
man, the
which will be
quantified
able
body.
to quantify the self.
Here's all the stuff
but
you can buy. All right,
this
I'm
is
done looking
the
at this,
conclusion.
man. I just want to put my head in the wall. Okay,
Yeah.
me and Doc back, because
Fuck
I
you,
think
Deepak.
everybody.
Fuck you, Deepak. You're a self-aware scamming bastard. And, you know,
Oh
you're
my
quite a good performer and a poet, but you're a snake oil salesman. Go fuck yourself. Sorry, I mean...
It's, you know,
the energy fields.
the energy field. You have a massive hand right now.
Yeah, actually, I can change the size of my hands. It's one of my many superpowers.
Is that, are you using like quantum energy to go and enlarge your hand in order to reach out to the audience here that are just, oh
That's
my
right.
God.
Oh, yeah. Is anyone
Oh my
convinced
God.
yet by Deepak and his...
I am not.
I don't know.
I
What do you
kind of
even
want to
call
point
that?
out something. You call it a bunch of crap. It's just like and you know, I actually wrote an article on my website about why it is for Deepak Chopra's kind of nonsense. If you're able to speak with an authority type of presence, throw in a couple of hard sciencey sounding words, you know, but not dumb it down too much. People will absolutely buy into it. And there are some studies, those people who kind of get into all of those daily quote type of Deepak meditation meme stuff, they tend to have a lower IQ.
Well, you know, I'm an occasional lecturer. I've used that kind of voice rhythm and performance style to actually get across things that are true, as in so I get it, and he's good at it. But I've seen too many guys selling shit, you know, in the market, and it's just exactly like that. But good luck to him. As far as it goes,
I want to point out some of the things that they actually discuss in the discussion. Our study has several limitations. The changes in biomarkers and GE patterns appear salutary. However, no studies have tracked these markers to see how well they predict disease on longevity in a healthy sample.
Yeah, so the data they're selectively posting, even if it was absolutely fucking rock solid, which it may well be, doesn't actually have any demonstrable effect that is known and understood. Great.
They said, the sample size is really small, and is empowered to only detect medium to large effects. So of course.
Yeah. And then, there's no control samples at all.
No, that was the case.
Joe the Ragman.
Yeah. And then they have, for example, there were very in addition, comparing regular meditators to non-meditators is somewhat problematic. Their own study, they say, is problematic. Given regular meditators likely differ on many lifestyle factors that make such comparisons complicated.
Yeah.
like they're already taking care of themselves.
Complicated, a word which here is the same thing as meaningless.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, the best read of this is you've got a paper that reports a very limited study and is maybe interesting phenomenology, but doesn't prove dick all about anything. I mean, to be blunt about it.
Yeah, it doesn't. They did all of these super nice tests and assays and checked telomerase activity and, looked for all of these different expressions for these particular genes. And then they're like, hey, by the way, our study doesn't matter because we couldn't even control they actually talk about the fact that they couldn't control just how much people meditated. It was optional. So it's just like, you
Well, there you go. I mean, so I mean, I've published papers that I wouldn't publish now, but that was 20 years ago, and I've learned shit. So maybe that, but I don't like the plug-in to it. Let's say everything in the paper totally legit. What does that have to do with your spiritual energy fields or other nebulous concepts? I don't know. Maybe someone can tell me. I'm like, there is a bit of a jump breathing, there.
Slow breathing, not being at work every day, and just kind of having a nice meal prepared for you, not really having yeah, it's just. I mean,
it's interesting that they didn't measure the obvious things like cortisol and adrenaline and blood pressure and heart rate and breathing. The things that are really easy to kind of pull up that are strongly indicative of certain states.
Yeah, here's a conflict of interest. Here you go. JL is a minor shareholder, less than $10,000 in Telomere Diagnostics, a telomere measurement company that had no role in the current research. PYL is an employee of Capella Biosciences, a computational pharmaceutical company. ESC, EES, and RET were past awardees of the CHOPRA Foundation's Rostrom Roy Award. The remaining authors declared a conflict of interest. Plus, this all happened at Chopra's resort. I should point out, some people were freaking out that this was published in Nature. Now, keep in mind, this is it's translational.
In Nature?
Yes, it's a Nature paper, but it's in their translational psychiatry publication. It's got an impact factor of like 4 or something.
Yeah, so they're for the non-science nerds out there, Nature is now a bunch of different publications with different impact factors, and some of them are very niche and not really well developed, like the one that you're mentioning. And by comparison,
that's borderline
Nature Immunology has an impact factor of I think 27 in comparison. So. And that's a function of the quality of the work that tends to be published there. But this is interesting, or maybe nothing, and probably absolutely nothing. But the conflicts of interest don't really change it's a piece of shit.
It's the awfulness of the paper. Okay, so we can all agree that this paper is absolute trash. It's hot garbage with a pretty little Nature on it, but that doesn't mean anything because this journal is borderline woo.
And you know what? Buy a bunch of crystals if they make you happy. Great. I mean, I buy bottles of whiskey and they kind of make me happy. So
vodka made me happy yesterday. So, kind of is. Except, I actually feel effects from vodka, not, crystals. So, any questions? I'm going to check the chat really quick for questions before we have your challenge, man. Can I have a cookie? I mean, a wrench. Pluto the dog. I'll have to. I need to. I'll wrench you, I guess. I can't do that.
I've got a question from the chat.
Okay.
Does anyone think I'm involved in ongoing crimes against humanity for filthy lucracy? Just to be interested. Because I know certain of the holier than thou bunch have been in it, and I find it really interesting and kind of funny.
Well, Metal Music and Chill says Doc Savage has given me a Robert Downey Jr. vibes with this look, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, very much. Actually, Robert Downey Jr. calls me for advice on how to be Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I kind of believe that a little bit with our conversations we've had. I completely get that.
I absolutely adore Doc.
Because I have testicles for some reason.